from the time I was a kid, I've always wanted to be my own boss. And not from the perspective that, oh, I want to run things and whatnot, but I've always liked the idea of running my own company. I remember even as a kid writing essays in school, you know, that said, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it always revolved around starting my own company. In fact, when I was a kid, I remember thinking I would name my company Cyclosoft, and I even had a little logo for it that was a little cyclone. And I had convinced myself that no, it didn't sound like a Microsoft ripoff. As a student, when I was a student some years back, I used to work at IBM as a software developer. And actually just up till about a year ago, I was working at IBM in a corporate sales role, meaning I used to go to different companies, pitch products, and help them understand where in their business system our software would fit. And one of the things you have to do, one of those things you learn is you have to engage the users, ask them what they need, ask them how they do things today, or what they prefer to do. So I took exactly what I learned there, and I take whatever test version I have of my software at the latest point. Then I send a link to my family, my friends, and whatnot, and I say, hey, have a look at this. And generally the feedback that I've been getting is, oh, our city could really use something like this. The other day I was XYZ, so I Googled something to do today, right? And I mean, if you go on Google, actually, something to do in City X is actually a very popular search if you look at the analytics. Aside from that, I gauge it just based on myself. I figure I myself represent a good majority of the population as well, in the sense that sometimes I'm just sitting around bored and I say to myself, if only I had something to do, I'd go outside and XYZ. So that's how the service kind of came up. I said, hey, what if I can just Google on my phone, not Google, but have a service on my phone or online that I can quickly check and say, okay, well what are there to do in my city? Okay, I can go and check this out. And that's essentially how it came up, and that's how the need arose.
Yeah, I'm Tadesse Gabrakidan. I'm Yohannes' father. You should always know that you are never an Abesha or an Ethiopian unless you can learn Amharic. I always tell you that. It's no laughing matter.
I believe
it's very serious.
I believe 14 years ago I got my Canadian citizenship.
No, you are only half now. You are full. Everybody is full in this house, you are the only half. He was always very alert, and he needed very little prodding to do his work. One thing we say always about him at home is we never woke him up to tell him to go to school or to do his homework. So he was always responsible and he did things on his own. So,
today I'm launching the beta. Right? So it's pretty much what you've seen with the map, plus some additional performance features. And aside from that, it's pretty ready to go. The email is about to be sent, and that's the version that's going to launch. So I'm not going to touch any upgrades unless people tell me you need to upgrade this or change this, change that. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
So you've pretty much seen it.
So for some time I have been telling you not to go out to the market unless you have something good that you think will sell.
In the context of a site where it's user generated, you need users to use a site in order for it to be successful, and you need other users to post content in order for those initial batch of users to find content. So will someone come and post something knowing that, well, there aren't that many people coming to view it? That's a question that has yet to be answered because it's not launched. And that is, easily going to be my biggest challenge going forward.
Belief in yourself, belief in your own product, that it will succeed, and be hardworking and never look back, just look forward. You can try it, and if it doesn't work out, you can try other avenues. So if you have that kind of determination, no hesitation, then definitely you are bound to make it. And your initial idea may not succeed, but successively we will try, and something will come out at the end. So it is that sheer determination to make things happen that will actually make the difference. So all those entrepreneurs who have made it are people who started out by believing in themselves, you know. So he had that. He had a lot of it, I know. That is the main ingredient, actually, that will make him, you know, to become what he wants to be.
Now that the beta version, you know, in my eyes is ready, the key is to get it out to those select group of people that I've determined, you know, have been helpful in providing feedback thus far. So the key now, you know, typically what you do in a real software development shop where you have, you know, multiple hundreds of people working, is you take the beta and you send it off to your QA team. QA meaning quality assurance, or your testing team. They go through it, they try it out. Maybe you give it to a few customers for free when it's not actually an open web product, and you have them test it out and they give you feedback and so on. And it's a cycle, it's an iterative cycle. So the feedback that you receive from them, you incorporate into what essentially is the final product and you send it out. So since I don't have the luxury of having, you know, a large QA team working with me in the same building, what I have to do to compensate for this is actually send an email out. So I have a list of, you know, roughly about 30 people that I send updates to about this website, and it consists of friends, family-in-law, and so on, that have been providing me information and feedback up to this point. So essentially what the email says is similar to what my emails in the past have said about the alpha, which is, look, this is a beta. To reiterate, this is what a beta is for, after which I simply press send and await their feedback. So the people essentially use the site just as any normal user would, and if there's any glitches or any bumps or anything that they run into, they let me know, after which I essentially put those fixes back into the site prior to going live. So, you know, what you're seeing me do now actually is taking that email that I've just finished composing and essentially pressing send. So you're literally witnessing the launch of the beta version. And there we go, it's been launched.